So, Kate, ever since Wicked came out, we've all been revisiting The Wizard of Oz and like looking for little clues in Wicked about Wizard of Oz things. And it's been so fun to just kind of revisit a very old story, that like our grandparents watched and our parents and our generation. So I really enjoyed that. And it made me wonder what other stories should be retold like that. What other characters should be given the Wicked Witch of the West treatment, right? Like, what really happened with this character? Were they as bad as they
Mhm.
seem, or is there more to the story?
I like that. I like that.
So, just kind of thinking through some old stories that we all know. And I think of the story of Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if our viewers know this, but I am an older sister and you are a younger sister. And I felt like you were so perfect and you were so cute and everything you did was so great and nothing I did was ever good enough. And so it makes me wonder about these evil stepsisters. Were they evil or was Cinderella just like the princess the whole time? So I'd be a little curious about the evil stepsisters. Like, did Cinderella have some of it coming?
I just, I don't know why you have to be a victim all this and this. Like, y'all don't know what it's like being white, middle class, and white, you know?
That's fair. That is fair. I'm just saying, sometimes I think, labels get put on people. And perhaps that label of evil stepsister, maybe there's more
Okay.
there.
I like this story. I just don't like where it started, that you're a victim of me and my success. Don't see why we have to put down Cinderella as a part of this story.
You should have seen when we used to do those little skits, and Grandma would put like you and like Jenny and Leah in those little dresses, and everybody's like, look how cute. And I was like, what about me? Am I cute? And everyone's like, no, please go to
I
the
don't
bed.
know to what extent this story can resolve your childhood trauma, but I like the idea.
Okay.
If you're able to resolve some conflict on your own.
What
Okay.
if Cinderella was like a little bit of a diva? Like, what if? Like Glinda, basically. You know what I mean? Like, what if, yeah, she had it tough and her mom died and maybe she had to do more chores than other people or whatever. But what if it wasn't really that bad for her? And the stepsisters were like, let us tell you how it seemed from our point of view.
I I don't know. I'm not feeling this. What
Okay.
about the mom? What if it was about the stepmother?
Okay. Say more. Yeah, was
I
she also branded the evil stepmother?
the stepsisters were like cranky byproducts. I don't feel like they were like the villain though.
Yeah, that's true. Who's the villain then? The stepmother. Is that what you're
I
suggesting?
guess so. Yeah.
Good
But
point.
we only know that, I mean, it's like the only thing we know about her is that Cinderella had to do chores. And you're saying, no, Cinderella didn't have to do chores, or they all had to do chores, or what are we saying here?
I'm saying every perception is reality. So
Hmm,
Cinderella's perception was that they had nice clothes and went to parties, and she was stuck doing the chores and not nice clothes. And I just wonder if there's a different perception.
maybe.
Is there a telling? Yeah, like how old? Okay, because I recently saw this. Did you see this about Harry Potter? That somebody was like, when you do the math, uh, Petunia was 23 years old when Harry Potter was left on her doorstep, and she already had a small child. And so we're very quick to vilify her. But like, what 23-year-old would do well with two babies all of a sudden? So just kind of that sort of like, well, you get saddled with this
Well,
kid.
now I gotta forgive Aunt Petunia. No, Aunt Petunia, I can't go there. I have very little empathy for Aunt Petunia. She's so mean.
Understood, understood. But like the Wicked Witch of the West, right? Yeah, you're mean, you're evil. But did you get there kind of with was there a reason you got there? And is there more to
Mm,
the story than you're just a cookie cutter, evil, bad guy who serves to make our good guy look better? in
You're
contrast.
right. Then maybe the stepsisters are the way to go. Like maybe there's a complex relationship between them. Not to
Ooh,
get too much into your drama, but
ooh, yeah,
maybe there's something there. That could be interesting.
maybe. Maybe there's political tensions with the crown, a land dispute. So they're at the ball, like trying to make real estate deals, and Cinderella's like, I'm pretty. And they're like, girl, we're doing a thing,
I
like
know. Well, and don't get me started on that shoe situation. At the end of Cinderella in the shoe fitting,
the whole story like hinges on the fact that no two people have the same shoe size, which is like even a glove would, like a shoe that like there's only so many shoe sizes. That's not an
I do.
uncommon.
I'm a size 8, and I know that it's popular because at the TJ Maxx, there's not always the cutest shoe in a size 8.
Leads me to
I
believe there's a few other eights out there. Yes,
know.
that's a wild
I
part of that
feel
story.
like I empathize so much for those like King's Guardsmen having to walk around the whole town with a freaking shoe.
And yeah, so maybe that's kind of part of it is like the king is like off his rocker. And the
I love
stepsisters
them.
realize this. They're kind of like part of nobility or whatever. They're trying to like get some stability in the kingdom. And Cinderella is like effing everything up with her like, look, I got to be pretty and I got this boy's attention. Of course you got his attention. He's an idiot. Like he's distracted by shiny objects, girl. We have a thing we're trying to do and you're wrecking it,
I like this. It just doesn't feel that logical. Like we only know so much about the king,
right?
and
You don't
like
have
the one thing we know about him is that he tried to locate a woman based on a shoe size.
to on a shoe. Yeah,
And
that's all we know.
we know it didn't mold to her foot because it's freaking glass.
It fell off, so it couldn't fit that well. And yeah, it's made of glass. So even a perfect fit, whatever that might look like, is not going to fit snugly. It is glass.
I just think that was definitely written by a man. But
Oh,
I like this angle. I like this angle. This
yeah.
is really good.
Okay.
I'm
And
into it.
it could even have a little bit of like Hunger Games, like capital, right? Like the rich people are so out of touch element, like that they maybe the stepsisters kind of like saw what Cinderella went through, if her father was less wealthy or whatever, and were like trying to advocate for equality because the rich prince was so out of touch.
I like that. Well, and then we got to think about so Cinderella still has a fairy godmother in this scenario,
Okay.
we think.
Yeah.
So how does that play? Maybe there's a magical equality that we're going for too. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be interesting if there wasn't? The fairy godmother's like some other noble person who kind of sees what the sisters are up to and is like, I know what'll screw up their plan more than anything. Is like,
What if Cinderella is just kind of unawares
yeah, 100%.
generally? So she's not like evil.
Right.
She's just kind of, no, I see what you're saying about the Glinda comparison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just naive. Yeah, doesn't realize and like is just, yeah,
I
kind
would
of
I'll read this story like right now.
okay. Yeah. And just
I'm
kind of a bottom line of like wanting to be liked by a boy is such a dumb thing. And that is what hinges on this very popular story. That's all that it's about, is a girl who wanted to be liked by a boy.
Cinderella.
Yeah.
I know the very minimal facts we have about the story
Yeah.
point to insanity too.
Hmm.
Even thinking with the birds, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, like completing chores with woodland creatures
Yeah.
is a little concerning as well.
A bit concerning. Birds have weird diseases. Let's not spend time
Both
close
have
to
feathers.
belong
Certainly don't
outside.
want them sleeping in my sheets.
Trying not to give everyone the bird flu today, please.
Okay,
Okay.
pitch it.
Okay. I thought I lost you when I insulted you at the beginning. I'm glad you came around.